everyone. All right, so for part 2, we're going to continue right along with our virus blanket. Now, so with the last round that we did, which was round 7, it was a double crochet separated by a chain 1 space, right? Okay, so now this video is going to be a full repeat. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by chaining up 5, just like we did with these big spaces down here, if you remember. All right. Let me just adjust my camera here. Okay, so we start with the chaining up of 5. And then we skip this first space, go into the next with a single crochet. And this is half of our first corner, which we're going to finish over here, just like we did down in here. So that was a chaining of 5 with a single crochet. Then we need to do 3 chains of 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we skip a chain space, go into the next with a single crochet, chain 3 again, skip a chain space, go into the next with a single crochet, and once more, chain 3, skip a chain space, go into the next with a single crochet. Okay, so now we need to bridge the gap going across the side of our square. So to do that, we're going to do a chaining of 5, which is the equivalent to one of these guys over here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we're going to be skipping this space here, and this space here, and this one right in the middle. So we're skipping these, and we're going into the next one right over here. All right, with a single crochet. So let me just hold that up so you can see it better. So we're skipping across, and this, like I said, is the exact equivalent to one of these chain 5s. So later we're going to be doing our 10 doubles in here. And it's going to create that beautiful shell that we have going along each side. So since we did a 5, we need to do 3 chains of 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Skip a chain space, go into the next with a single. 3 chains. Skip the next space, go into the next with a single. 1, 2, and 3. Skip one, go into the next with a single. So we have 3 of our chain spaces right here. Now we need to do another corner. It's right above this one. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a chain space, go into the next with a single. Chain 5 again. Skip a chain space, go into the next with a single. So you always have going above your previous spaces 2 more, okay? And when you reach your sides, you're going to be doing pretty much the same thing, except it's going to be alternate, and you'll see what I mean as we go on. So continuing this, so we did our 2 5s, so now we need to do 3 3s. So that's 1, 2, 3. Skip one, go into the next with a single. Chaining of 3. Skip one, go into the next. And chain 3. Skip one, go into the next with a single. All right. So again, we've reached that point where we have to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are skipping this chain 1 space. There's no actual chain 1 in here. So it's a chain 1 space, then we're going to this next one over here with our single. I'm going to hold that up again just so that you get it. See, we have a chain one space, we have a chain one space, we've got our middle, and so we're going directly into here. So from there to there. All right, so now we need 3 more sets of 3. That's 1 and 2 and 3. And we've reached our corner again, so it's 2 chains of 5. Yep, okay. Skip over one, go into the next with a single. Chain 5 again. Skip over one, go into the next with a single. And so now we have our 2 5s right above our other 2 5s. Okay, so now we need 3 sets of 3, and so on and so forth. So basically, let's see, we started over here and we worked our way across. So we got our chain 5, we got our 3 sets of 3, 3 sets of 3, 2 chain 5s, 3 sets of 3. It's like I know they're not quite visible, but they're there. Another chain 5, 3 sets of 3, 2 chain 5s. So basically that's how it goes for the remainder of round 8. So again, we did our 2 chain 5s here, so we need 3 sets of 3 up here, a chain 5 when we get to here, going across the bridge, so to speak. Then we need 3 sets of 3, 2 chain 5s above here, another 3 sets of 3, a chain 5, 3 sets of 3, and then we have our finishing chain 5 up here. So I'm going to continue right along as I have been, and I will meet back up with you when I finish the end of this round. Alrighty, so I'm almost to the end of round 8, so I just need to chain my last 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now do a single crochet into, you're skipping one, going into the next, just like we have been. So that's a single, and then we slip stitch into that first chain right there. I find that works rather nicely. We just slip stitch and on to row 9. So for row 9, it's very similar to down here, this row right here, if you remember. So we're chaining up 3, and that acts as our first double crochet, and we're going to do 9 more within this space here for a total of 10. All right, always double checking. Very good. Okay, so we've got our 10. Now keep in mind, again, this chain counts as our first double, so it's a total of 10 within here. And then we're going to be working within these chain 3 spaces, so without doing any chains, we go directly into the first chain 3 space with a single crochet. We chain 3, go into the next one with a single crochet, chain 3, and go into the next one with a single crochet. Okay, now this next chain 5 space is exactly as the one that we did before. It's 10 double crochets within this chain 5 space. So we go right in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. And always remembering that this chain across here is not to be mistaken as a double crochet. Always got to be careful of that. So that's 5 and 10. All right. So then working our way across, go directly into the next chain 3 space with a single, chain 3, next chain 3 space with a single, and then we chain 3, next chain 3 space, we do a single, and we're back to a corner. So we need to do 10 double crochets in this space, and then 10 in this space with nothing in between them, no chains, nothing. Nice and simple. So just zoom right along. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So just making sure that we've got our first 10. So that's 5 and 10. Perfect. And then we just jump right in, going into the next chain 5 space with our 10. Okay. So we get our 5 and our 5. Perfect. And then you continue along this side in the same fashion. Just jump right in, doing a single crochet into that first chain 3 space. Then you chain 3, go into the next chain 3 space with a single, chain 3, next chain 3 space with a single. And then you jump into this chain 5 space with 10 doubles. Seven, 8, and I believe this is 10. Okay, so we've got 5 and 5. Perfect. Okay, so we've gone for a bit because we started over here and just worked our way across. Got one of our corners here, working across. So basically going to just keep following suit for the rest of this round. And so, I just was working on the bridge, so to speak. So then it would be single crochet into there, chain 3, single crochet into there, chain 3, etc. Then when you get to our funny eyes, if you will, do 10 double crochets into each of these 5 chain loops, and then do your single crochet chain 3 all the way around, and I will meet back up with you when I'm done with this round. Sorry for the central air making noise. I apologize for that. I'll be back in a flash. Alrighty, so to finish round 9, I didn't quite finish it. I wanted to finish it with you guys. So to finish round 9, I did my 10 double crochets in that chain 5 space, so it evens itself out. And now just have to do a slip stitch into the 3rd chain, like so. And there we are. Ta-da! So on to round number 10. Haha. Okay, so for round 10, very simply, it is the same thing as, see, this is the round that we just did, which is this round. So down here, it was just 1 in each. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So we start off by doing a chaining up of 3. And then in every double crochet, we're going to do a double crochet. And the only difference is what I call the web work in between the series of double crochets. That's really it. It's as simple as that. As far as doing these double crochets, there is no increasing, no decreasing. It is just a stitch for a stitch. It's very straightforward. And that's what makes this row particularly easy. Okay, now, I've said this before, I think in the last video, you want to be careful when you're doing this, because even though it is that easy, okay, so I've got 5 stitches here, and I've got my 5 stitches here. However, right down in here, it looks like, oh, look, that's another double. No, it's not. That is the opening from when we did our chain stitch going across. So you want to be careful. Believe you me. You know, if I haven't made that mistake myself in the past, I wouldn't let you know. But, you know, we live, we learn. All right, so now I did my 10 doubles, and we immediately go into doing a single crochet into that chain 3 space. And then we chain 3, single crochet into the chain 3 space. And now we are on the bridge. So it is quite simply just 1 double crochet into each double crochet. And that's really all there is to this round. You know, it's really, really nice. Okay, so we're almost done with the bridge. Okay. And yes, I'm going to double check because I'm neurotic. So we got our 5 and we got our 5. Very good. All right, so now I'm going to go directly into the chain 3 space with a single crochet. Chain up 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space. And now we've reached our corner. So again, it's just a double crochet into each double crochet stitch. And after you do 10, and you're going into your next 10, there's no chain, there's no increasing, no decreasing. It's just 1 in each as you go along. It's as easy as that. and I will show you what I mean. See, we're just going to go straight across. So got this one still. Oops. Got this one. And then the next one, just right in here. It's really that easy. The real trick, I mean, the pattern itself is not difficult. The trick is coming to that realization of, here I am, and this is where I need to go, and this is where I've been. And I mean, that's really what it amounts to. Within the 4-round repeat, because right now we're on the 3rd round of the 4-round repeat. We've got one more after this, and that's really all you need to know for the extent of the rest of this piece. It's that simple. So we've got 5, we've got 10, we've got 15, and we have 20. Perfect. And really that's how it goes for the rest of this round, with a single crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space. Shaboom. Alright, so now I'm going to do the rest of this round off camera. And so I just did my single crochets there. So then immediately I would go and do a double in each of these, do my single crochets separated by chain 3 space, so on and so forth all the way around until I reach my starting point. And then we'll do the last round together, and then I'll give you a few helpful hints. Alrighty? I'll be right back. Alright, so I've been stitching right along, and I did my 10 on this side, so now it's just a matter of doing a slip stitch into the 3rd chain of this first chain up of 3 that we did, and that is going to finish up round 10 onto round 11. Last one, my dears. And this one that we're going to be doing is a reflection of the double crochets with the chain 1 space, just as we did down there. So, because it's a double crochet and a chain 1 space, that means we need a total of 4 chains to go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the next double crochet stitch, we do a double crochet, like so. Ta-da! And then chain 1, double crochet in the next double, and we just keep moseying our little selves across this way. It's lots and lots and lots of repetition, but you end up with something fabulous by the end of it. That's really all there is to the entirety of this round, with, of course, the exception of the web work, as I call it. Alright, and always double checking my counts. So we've got ourselves 5 and 5. Alright. So, going across the web work. Now, we do not do a chain 1 after here, at least I don't. And we're just going to go directly into the double crochet on the other side of the bridge. Like so, to close the gap. And then we chain 1 and double crochet in the next, etc., etc. And we just keep working our way along with a double crochet and a chain 1 in between. And this round, in my opinion, would be a great round to end off on. As far as, you finished your blanket and you want a nice edge to the border. I like this, personally. Okay, so do we have our 10 here? 5 and 5. Okay, so we've crossed the bridge. What you could conceivably do is, if you wanted to have a more cohesive edge than this, just do, I would say, one single crochet in each stitch. Where there's a chain stitch, just do a single crochet in the chain space. Otherwise, just do a single crochet in each stitch, and perhaps do like a single crochet within this space. If you wanted to do an edging that is perhaps a bit more substantial than this, but I like it, to be perfectly honest. All right, so going right across the bridge. Now, also, in this example and in the piece that I did in the Lion Brand ice cream, they are color-changing yarns. And you can't obviously plot it out too easily as to where the colors are going to do their thing. You can, of course, use solid colors and change off where you like. Now, excuse me. What I would suggest is, after you're done with this round, the next round would be the round in which you would change your color. That would be my personal recommendation, that when you're doing a color change, start it at round 8, and then perhaps end it at the end of round 11. That would be my recommendation, and I will show you how to do that. Also, I do like the look of a colorway that has a long gradient as opposed to something that is very small and choppy, like where the colors are just like, an inch or 2 inches long. I think that might take away from the design aspect of this stitch, and that the design would kind of get lost in the color. If the colorway is longer, like with the ice cream, I think that it actually really works. Strictly my own opinion, but then of course we have our Cairn cakes, and that this yarn just rocks my world, and I use it in so many different projects, and this yarn does lend itself to this project, but you can use whatever, really. I dig it, and so basically this is just what I'm doing for the entirety of this round here. Now, started over here, we just one in each with a chain in between, and no chain in between here. We just leap right across, from here to here, no biggie, right? And we have our bridge, and we leap across, and we just keep going and going, and then when we're up here, it just goes very, very straightforward, no increasing, no decreasing. It's just, it is what it is. And so I'm going to keep doing that for the rest of this round, and that is going to be pretty much the entirety. I'm just going to show you a couple more things, and then we will be done with this part. All right, my dears, so almost done with round number 11. Now, you can end it in the typical way, which would be, your double crochet, chain 1, and then slip stitch into the third chain from the base, which would be right here, like so, and then do your slip stitch. Now, you can also change colors at this point. And this is the point in which I would recommend, like I said before. So what you would want to do in that case would be, let me just undo this just a little bit. Okay, so what you could do then would be to do your chain 1 and then insert your hook as if you were going to do your slip stitch. Instead, here's what you do. You grab your secondary color and then you finish by doing your slip stitch with the new yarn, going through that chain and that chain right there. There you are. And then you pull both of your ends, not too taut, mind you. And then you would start the next round that way. And I find that that's a really nice way of having a clean beginning to your new color. Now, there could be a bit of a trick in a sense, because so we had one bridge across this side, right? Well, now we have two bridges because we had this one that we did in the last round, right? Well, the last repeat. In this next repeat, it would be two bridges because we have to cross over here and here, right? So I'm going to go through it really quick with you just so that I know you guys got it. So because this would again be, shall we say, round 8 for the repeat, you start by chaining up a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. Then you do your 3 sets of 3. So that's 1 set, 2 sets, and 3 sets. Okay, so right now we have our first bridge, right? So that's a chain 5. And again, we're skipping this one and this one going into the next one over. Nice and clear with that contrasting yarn, huh? All right. So then we have to go across the top of this bridge that we did previously. So it's 3 sets of 3. Like so. 1 set, 2 set, 3 set. And then, because we have another bridge, we chain 5 again. And then another 3 set of 3. And then because you reached the corner, it would be 2 sets of 5, etc., 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 etc. So I just wanted to make it clear that with every time that you do a full repeat, you end up with more bridges. So the thing is that, there was going to be, a hump here now and one over here as well. And that just keeps growing and growing and growing like the virus shawl does. So between changing colors and knowing how the repeat works in its entirety, that will definitely help you get well on your way to understanding this pattern to the fullest and not have to refer to any sort of pattern, because you yourself can just look at where you're at and you'll be able to see, oh, here's what I have to do next. And you can very well do it. And so this video really is, in essence, the 4-round repeat. So as you can see, we started in the center. Now, yes, for the first 7 rounds, it is what it is. You know, it's your basis, your foundation, and then from rounds 8 through 11, the repeat, as you will, that's how you can figure out where you need to be. So, we have our, chain 5s and chain 3 spaces. So then the next one would be, starting up here, of course, and you would be doing the 10 double crochets in here, work on the web work, 10 double crochets in here, then you work on the web work, 10 double crochets. Then in the next round, just looking back at the previous work, because we've got our 10 doubles and our 10 doubles. So then in the next round, it's just one in each, right? And then the round after that, it's a double crochet followed by a chain stitch in each. And so you just keep going along like that. And as you can see, then you'd go back to the chain 5 and you create your bridges. And it's really that simple. It's a beautiful pattern. And there's nothing mystical about it. It's a 4-round repeat. And you guys can totally do it. I have every little bit of faith in you. Oh, yes. So listen, I really hope that you enjoy this tutorial series. And because I love doing this myself. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to do so down in the section below. I really hope that you found this helpful, and if you did, please hit the like button because it does show support for the channel, and I appreciate it oh so much. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do, because I try to post as often as I can, whether it's crocheting or knitting or audiobook narrations. I'm busy as a bee. Or a spider on too much caffeine. So listen, until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.